I figured it out.
See if Yogi figures it out. He just went right through the water.
This control room. In the middle of the room, you will see a case displaying Dr. Walter Zinn's logbook. It is open to December 20th and 21st, 1951. It says at 1:23 p.m., electricity flows from atomic energy, and history was made. Up now to monitor the temperatures and flow rates indicating power levels. The ones on the right side control the power plant. These are the same types of panels you would see in a coal-fired plant and are for controlling the turbine and generator. This room required 3 people at the controls.
That's the scram button. Stop the reaction.
You are now standing above the reactor. You can look through the plastic cover and see the top of the reactor vessel. The fuel rods containing the uranium-235 are beneath the lid. The tall hexagonal shapes bundled fuel rods together in what are called subassemblies. Only contained about 8.5 inches of fuel. This extra length increased the distance between the fuel and the operator. The uranium fuel made up the core of the reactor. It was about the size of a basketball. The inner assemblies contained uranium-235. They were surrounded by slightly larger rods of uranium-238. The reactor's breeding blanket acted as an on-off switch. You can see a sample brick in the display case. To switch the reactor on, operators used an elevator to raise the blanket up to a level where it would surround the core. This reflected the neutrons from the split atoms of uranium-235 back into the core, thus sustaining the chain reaction. Meanwhile, the breeding blanket also helped the uranium-238 absorb neutrons to make new fuel.
In front of you are the steam turbine and generator, which produce power by using heat from the nuclear reactor. The first electricity generated at EBR-I illuminated 4 light bulbs, like the ones you see here. On the next day, on December 21st, 1951, the reactor produced enough electricity to power this building. On that historic day, the male EBR-I staff members chalked their names on the wall in front of you. In 1995, a plaque was added to recognize the women who contributed to this event. The strand of light bulbs you see are not the originals. However, the large bulb in the display case is an original. The smaller bulb is from 1963, when they generated electricity for the first time using an all-plutonium fuel. Listen on the white earpieces to the voices of a few people who were working in the building on that day.
Neutral, it ought to have something that would be a little bit more attractive, so I tried to generate something up above it that looked like it had something to do with energy. And the generator put out 440 volts. So if you're going to use light bulbs, you need... We didn't bring the reactor up to power until about
a second liquid metal cooling loop converted water into the steam that was piped upstairs to the turbine. The cylinders attached to the pipes on the left of the room were like shock absorbers to help steady the pipes. The pipes in the center of the room are a pipe within a pipe system. The inner pipe carried water up to the turbine that you were just at, while the outer pipe surrounding it carried the secondary NAC system, maximizing the surface area for heat transfer. The heat transferred from the outside NAC pipe to the inside water pipe turned the water into steam to go up to the turbine that you just left. Next, continue it around the corner to the left.
Photo is a lead cask that weighs 5 tons. The cask was filled with argon, an inert gas that will not react with the NAC coolant. The top of the reactor was also filled with argon to make sure the NAC wouldn't come in contact with air. NAC burns when exposed to air. To take the fuel out of the reactor, operators would use the large 10-ton crane you see in the upper corner to lift the cask up on top of the reactor and pull out the now radioactive fuel rods into the cask. They would move the cask into the floor painted red with the metal covers over holes to a washroom in the basement. The rods were lowered from the cask into the washroom to rinse the NAC off with alcohol and acetone.
Geiger counter, and if you move the detector closer to the radioactive material, the counts per minute will go up, which means it is currently radioactive.
To your right are red plugs surrounded by a yellow board and covered with plastic. This cement block, which looks a little bit like a giant Lego brick, is called the rod farm. After the NAC was removed from the fuel rods in the washroom, this is where the now clean but still radioactive fuel rods were stored and allowed to cool off. After the rods cool here in the rod farm for up to a year, they are slightly less radioactive. The chalkboard on your left is where operators tracked where used fuel was stored. After a year of cooling, used fuel was retrieved with a cask that was then laid on its side and pushed up against the gray door of what was called the hot cell, which you see beyond the rod farm. The room you see through the window has concrete walls and lead glass windows to shield the workers from the radiation inside the cell. They used the robotic-looking manipulator arms on the outside of the room to handle the used fuel rods, which were pushed through the gray door from the cask to the inside of the hot cell. The window you see is deceptively thick. It is 39 inches thick and composed of 34 layers of glass.
Wow.
Each one is about an inch thick. If you shine a flashlight from your phone into the window, you will see a line of dots from the light reflecting off each of the layers of glass. Between each layer of glass is a thin layer of mineral oil. The oil enables you to see through the glass layers. In the window on the left, you'll notice the mineral oil has leaked and you cannot see through the top of the window. If you shine your light in this window, you will see that the dots are different colors. This is caused by the oil degrading in this window.
Today, I will talk about a very important subject. Me. We will see what makes an atom work. Ahead to the 19th century, scientists discovered the atom. That is, they developed theories about the way atoms behave. They still couldn't see us, even with the most powerful optical microscopes. We're so small, the head of a pin contains 100 million billion of us. In fact, everything in the universe is made of atoms. At last, scientists found the key for unlocking the secrets of the atom. Some very smart fellows experimenting with uranium fired a neutron at its nucleus. the atom split into two smaller atoms. And energy. Now we're getting to the exciting part. Consider the two atoms that are the result of the splitting of a uranium atom. Each has its own binding force, but for some reason, less cosmic glue is needed in the two smaller atoms. A tiny fraction of the binding force is left over after an atom is split. What happens to it? It's released as energy, and this brings us to December 2nd, 1942. For the first time in history, scientists generated energy by splitting atoms. Atomic fission was controlled. A source of abundant energy was discovered inside the atom. When atoms are split, here's what happens. Fission. A single neutron starts a reaction by splitting a uranium atom. Energy is released as heat and radiation and powerful gamma rays similar to X-rays. Also, free neutrons are driven out of the atom. If enough uranium atoms are present in what we call a critical mass, the free neutrons split other uranium atoms. And their free neutrons split more atoms. Billions upon billions of atoms each release a little of their binding energy. Under the right conditions of critical mass, there can be a lot of energy released very quickly. A chain reaction. But nuclear energy is no good unless we can contain it and make it work for us. We had to learn how to release the energy slowly and safely. And we did that in one of these, a nuclear reactor. To make electricity, we must start with fuel rods, which contain sufficient uranium-235 to maintain a chain reaction. Energy released from the fission of atoms heats the reactor's water, turning it to steam. This mechanical energy drives turbines to make electricity. The water also serves as a moderator to slow the neutrons. Oddly enough, the slower they move, the better their chances for nuclear fission. Control rods can slow down and stop the reaction by limiting the number of free neutrons flying about. The reactor continues to heat the water, producing steam, until the uranium-235 is used.
Hunter, are you sure your fingers are in the right places? I don't think they are.
It's fine.
He's grabbing it with the palm. Oh my gosh. Thick door, rolling door. Yeah. Oh, that's ironic. There's a fallout shelter in the nuclear reactor building.
From here, you can climb the platform and look into the washroom. That is where operators use acetone and alcohol to spray the radioactive net coolant off the fuel rods when they came out of the reactor, before they were placed on the rod pond to cool. Looking through the glass windows, operators could lower the door, and using a large horseshoe-shaped arm, they could bring the breeding blanket into this room. Because of the high heat inside the reactor, the bricks in the breeding blanket sometimes cracked. This room is where operators could replace those bricks, working on the other side of the window with manipulator arms.
So this is talking about the EBR-II reactor.
Big control panel.
Oh, check it out. Oh, wow.
Hey, it's green and stuff.
You're green.
Complicated business.
In this simulation, all safety and control rods are banked in a critical position with the reactor at 50% power. Control rod number 10 will act as the controlling rod. To begin this exercise, select control rod 10 from the rotary dial and gently bump the control rod lever forward to advance the controlling rod further into the reactor core. The reactor power may be decreased either by slowly lowering the controlling rod downward out of the core, or by rapidly
raise it?
ejecting
Yeah,
all
I
of
think
the
so.
control rods using the scram button.
Is it moving? There you go. You did it.
To increase power, you must select control rod number 10 from the rotary dial and raise the rod slowly by bumping the lever forward once every 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3,
Here's your power reading.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Congratulations! You have brought the EBR-II reactor to full power.
Oh, yay.
If there is an emergency, press the scram button to eject all control rods and shut the reactor down.
Go for it.
Scram
There
warning.
goes.
The
Oh, wow.
scram button was activated. Control rods have been ejected. The reactor is no longer critical. You will have to wait while the system resets into a critical low power configuration.